All right, hey guys, this is my first ever live stream ever, any game, and doing this for 2K18. Last year I did a mini series for the Sacramento Kings, doing a rebuild there. I didn't quite finish it because honestly I started it a little too late in the year, and it didn't really kind of get the steam that I was going for. Because of the point where I started, I think people were starting to get into the show and things like that. So I'm starting a little bit earlier this year, right after 2K's most recent patch. And basically, I'm going to go through my league settings, which have been fairly popular the last 2 years over on Operation Sports, and this year um, I'd like to think they're just as excellent as they were the last couple years. But it's still early, and I know my league had some issues with contracts and things like that, and a lot of people were shying away from starting a my league. But I think, honestly, I think it's good to go. I don't think there's gonna be much else that they're gonna do with my league. I think anything else going forward is gonna be gameplay related, park related. Uh, and pro-am related as well. So basically, I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the full setup this year. I'm doing the Atlanta Hawks, um, just because I think they're a good team to do one with this year. The Kings, I love using the Kings. I love their jerseys, but with their draft picks and their free agent acquisitions, they are a little bit easier, I think, to do one with. So I think the Hawks would be a little bit more challenging. And I did make a rebrand for the uniforms that I really like and will be wanting to use those as well. So I'm just kind of going to go through and show you my league setup. These settings are on Operation Sports on my thread, or if you're on PlayStation, you can just search my gamer tag right there. See, it's shiny one. Anyway, um, and swoop these up. I personally go 58 games. I don't want to do the full 82. And you can do whatever you want here. It's already a long enough season. I do 5 for the first 2. Make sure that you start with roster injuries off. Um, since we're not starting today, just make sure they're off. But yeah. Okay. Okay, so I I like draft classes personally. I like how people make them, but with the cap system this year, it's not as good. And honestly, people that do draft classes, I don't think that those players play the way that other 2K players already in the game do, just with how they're set up. Mike Stauffer has a certain formula that he uses, so I think if you're gonna use a draft class, you need to grab one from somebody who also edits rosters and does the tendencies and stuff, so that way you're getting the same formulas all the way across, so that you don't get differences in gameplay. So I'll just rock the auto generated. And real quick, one of the things that keeps me with my league over my GM is I like having some extra control with the settings themselves. Let's find them here. And so the bigger things that I find for my league that helps also with the gameplay is chemistry and morale are huge. Can't really affect those in my GM, and progression and stuff like that are also things that you have to trust 2K on, and they don't get it the way I think it should be. So I'm just going to show you real quick a couple of things that are in my league settings that you will see actually taking effect in the next few minutes here with what we're doing. Simulator difficulty, not so much. This has been 52 for years. Trade negotiation difficulty, they've been getting better. 2 years ago in 2K16, it had to be 100. Last year, I think I had it at 95. This year, they've been getting better with the ridiculous trades. 85 is the sweet spot, so you're not able to just get whoever you want for anything. But morale difficulty and effects and chemistry difficulty and effects are both extremely important for making the game still challenging and not getting your team too easy. I uh, I read a couple years ago when someone was talking about chemistry on Operation Sports that they felt that was extremely important because it's kind of like the San Antonio Spurs. They have amazing chemistry, and that's why they always do so well. And you have other teams that don't have chemistry, new pieces, all the Cavaliers this year, um, and they're 3-5. So I always have these maxed out, and it's not that hard to get your team chemistry back up. It starts off at 80% for the Hawks. Other teams are 60, 70. But you make trades. Every time you make a trade, your chemistry goes down. And the only way to get that back up is through practicing and winning games, basically. So, but it is important, and you will see a difference with how your team plays on the court defensively. Your team's going to play better defense, not leave people wide open as much. Get better rebounds, and offensively you're going to make more shots, and you're going to set better screens, and you're going to have less turnovers. So they are very important. They don't just affect your players' overalls. Anyway, these are the setup that I'm using with my league settings. So first thing we're going to do, as always, is we're going to take a look at the roster here and look at what we like and what we don't like. So John Collins, and obviously is the building block. He's 2077. He's a good building block right there. Otherwise, this roster does not have much. I did go ahead and I looked ahead and looked at the roster with the most recent 2K update, and as I always do, I kind of go through and I look at the roster of other teams, and I kind of target some players that I think I would want to go with how I like to rebuild. And there's not much here that you like. Shooter at an 80-24, his contract is actually pretty good. He's a piece you don't mind. They do have a lot of one-year contracts. Couple bad contracts, though, when you get down here with Plumlee. You can't be paying him $12.5 million if he's a 70 overall. But other than that, it's not horrible, but it's not a roster that I feel like I could build with. Not a roster with players that I feel like I can play with. Not a lot of young talent besides John Collins. Sure, you have Taurean Prince. He's 23, but B- potential. It's okay. Not really anything offensively special. Got some defense, but they don't really have any outside shooting. As other than some bigs. Bazemore, getting old, and he's 17 million a year. Can't really mess with that. So basically, we're gonna see what we can do. So I did actually cheat. I told you I went ahead and looked at some players that I wanted to target, and I write them down because I will forget. And let me pull up my list here. Okay, so I have a list of guys that I thought I could try to target, see what I could do. With the Hawks, I do have some first-round picks I can mess with. And one of my rules that you can't really implement in my league as a setting is that I have a rule that you cannot trade any of your team's first-round draft picks other than during the draft. It's even with draft difficulty set up higher, it's still too easy to get pretty much almost anyone that you want except for a bona fide superstar if you're willing to part with your first round picks, especially if you're a bummy team like the Hawks. And as you see, that's just not really the case typically in real life. And so I think just to make it more realistic, any first round picks that you're given in your team's name, you cannot trade them other than during the draft itself. But these first round picks that have been acquired from the Rockets, Timberwolves, and Cavaliers, those are fair game. We can trade those at any time. Second round picks obviously are more than fine. That's just one of my little house rules, I guess, to make sure trading isn't too easy. It's still a challenge. So, let's see. One of the first people I wanted to try to get, according to my list, is Kelly Oubre. Good defender. Better offensive skills than Taurean Prince. Similar rating, but several years younger, and he's a B+ versus a B- as far as potential. And so we'll see what we can do here. No offers were found. We'll have to try to come back to that. And if Trade Finder does not work, be more than willing to to see if you can do it on your own. Okay, it's Kelly Oubre, and I got a little bit more there. Okay. Let's see. Try to give them do Mike Muscala maybe? We'll have to come back to that one, see what we can do. See, I don't want to make trades with players. You know, I want to make sure I can get everyone, try to get it. So let me look and see here. I have a list. Kelly Oubre, Spencer Dinwiddie, Robert Covington, Buddy Hield, Karis LeVert, Josh Richardson, Jilla Okafor, and Kyle Kuzma. Obviously, I'm not going to get every single one of those players. These are just some players I thought I could target at different positions and see what we could do there. Let's see. Okay. Spencer Dinwiddie, where are you at? The Nets. See, it's tough to see with my picture up there in the corner. Looks like Bazemore, an 18 first-round pick from the Timberwolves, and for this, I don't know. It seems like a lot. Gall. I wonder if I can get Kuzma. I'm a Lakers fan by heart, but I can't ever use them because I don't ever want to trade anyone away. Because I feel like I'm like... Gall, that's a good trade, but I don't want to do Taurean Prince because I need to use Taurean Prince to get Kelly Oubre. Let's see if they have no other options here. I wonder if... Let me see if I do this. Give them Bazemore, and we'll take one of their bad contracts. Ah, I gotta get rid of some, gotta free up a roster spot. There we go. Let's go right here. Of course, you guys don't get music because 2K has to block that out. Alright, and we're gonna go Shooter, Bazemore. Let's take one of their bad contracts here. Okay. I always like to start off with second rounders. Can never offer too many second rounders. They are not trying to bite at all on this. I wonder if we up the... Do we have any players we can give them? Okay. Tyler Dorsey. I really like him. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Try one more here. Hey! Alright. So now I got Clarkson and I'm gonna try. I think I want to get Dinwiddie and use Clarkson as a sixth man, kind of like he is now. I think that would work really well. Oh, Dinwiddie. See what they take now. I think they wanted Schroeder for him, didn't they? Or the Nets. Whoops. So I want Dinwiddie. He's young, 24, 76 overall, but crafty offensive star. His passing, three-point, and ball handling is all maxed as according to their stars. And the team that I'm going to build, you know, kind of do like a space and pace type of thing. I need someone like this. He's got decent potential, but the playmaking and the ability to stretch the floor is huge. And he's got a really good contract, and cap room is going to be huge to sign some free agents. Let's see who else is on my list here. They just want a straight up a first round pick. God, I'm trying to see if there's anyone else. I don't have any other point guards I don't think that I wanted. And I can't even see what first round pick this is. Okay, it's mine. No. Can't do it. Let's see if they take, I think the Timberwolves. I'll just give them somebody. Give him a point guard back. Delaney. Hey. See, my chemistry's already gone down 30%, and I've traded away, what? Schroeder, Bazemore, Brembry, and I've traded away 4 guys, and my chemistry's down 30%. So, okay. Ooh, now it's all about Kelly Oubre. Alright. Let's see what we can throw at him to get Kelly Oubre here. I don't know why I did that again. They've already said nothing like 3 times. But we don't give up. Okay, who else don't I want here? Kuzma. Don't want Deadman, but I don't really need Ilyasova with Kuzma. Okay. And if I'm gonna get rid of Deadman, maybe. Ooh. He'd be good. Interior defender, but he can actually make some buckets. Dwayne Dedman's inside rating's an F. An F. 2 feet away from the basket, and it's an F. And this is kind of going against trying to lower the cap room, but if I can get it, kind of would be worth it. See it to do that. Okay. Like I said, always do a second rounder. Okay, well now we'll try the Cavs. Ooh. Let's see, one. Yeah, we'll try it. Okay. Was that Cavlin better? It was. There we go. Okay. Okay, first we're gonna... Little trick here. He plays shooting guard, point guard now too, so I'm gonna go shooting guard first. And his rating actually goes up, which is kind of cool. Okay, so I got my point guard and Dinwiddie. I think I'll rock Bellinelli. He can stroke it. That's what I need. And he's on a 1-year deal. Clarkson, 6-man. Alright, small forward. Got Kelly Oubre. There we go. Let's see. Kyle Kuzma at the power forward. And Collins is going to be at the center. I don't do that. I have some bigs here that I definitely don't need. But really, now I just need a little bit of a bench. Because all I really have for bench is Clarkson and Dorsey. Okay. And let's see where we're at with... I got $9.5 million in cap room this year. Next year I'll be at 34, so that's pretty good. Dedmon and Muscala, both player options. I'll try to move them. With the chemistry where it's at, already at 42%, some of these trades I'll just make like closer to the trade deadline so that your chemistry doesn't take a huge hit to start the season. And, you know, some of these guys could maybe be moved during draft night as well. But we'll go see if we can go find a cheap option here. Need a score, and I have one in mind. I wrote him down. I'm going the wrong way, and his name is Ben McLemore because he's got a good contract and he can score the ball. Oh, I'm not giving up Tyler Dorsey. I'm not giving up Bellinelli. I can't even see who that is. Alright, Mike Muscala, Malcolm Delaney for Ben McLemore. And I'll do that because I could use McLemore there at the wing. Okay. 34%. Yuck. Roster. Let's see what we got here. I think I'm just going to release Dwayne Dedmon. He's on a 1-year deal anyway. So if no one signs, it won't really hurt me. I'll need to move Miles Plumlee before the trade deadline. At least. He can't shoot. Okay. And then I kind of always go and I grab We'll need to get Chris Bosh out of here because he obviously isn't in the league. I always kind of go grab Jared Sullinger. He's 25, 74 overall when he's not down rating. And good stats right here. He's got some badges too. Putback king, drop stepper, hustle rebounder, pick and pop, up and under specialist. So that pick and pop is huge, especially with the offense I'm trying to run. And we'll do team option, see how he plays. Cool. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, got 14. That's what we want. Alright, so that's what I'm going to roll with for now, and I'll try to make some trades probably at the deadline whenever I get there. But the big thing is I'll have 21 million in cap room. More than that, I'll probably decline Sullinger initially, just so I can do what I need to do. And I'll at least move Plumlee to get rid of his 12.5, and I'll probably get rid of Dang's 18 with a draft pick. To be honest, I probably won't take a person. It'd be more important to have cap room than it is to draft a player for not sure what you're necessarily going to get. So anyway, this is what I'll roll with for now. Next thing you kind of want to do when you set up your rotations, I do this outlined on Operation Sports as well. Anything else is just user preference, but bench depth, you always want to put it up one more than how deep you actually plan on rolling. So if you're going to go 9 deep, put it at 10. If you're going to put it 10 deep, go 11. I think I'll probably go 10 deep, so I'll put it at 11 now. If I need to change it, I'll change it. I personally always put run plays at 100 just so I don't even have to worry about it. And these are the two big keys right here. Bench utilization needs to be at 100. Line performance factor needs to be 0. Playbooks, whatever you want. I'm going to use the Suns playbook, and I'll edit it later on with the plays that I want. And this is all just user preference. But anyway, those are really important for your lineups. Now, the other thing I have detailed on Operation Sports, but people, at least in the last couple of years, have always asked me how to do it, and this is going to be a great example because you can actually visually see it. So I'll get him out there. Okay. Anyway, so what I always do is I just kind of zero out my entire bench. Definitely not giving tick to Dang. And kind of just put your guys in order. My 6-man is going to be... Oops. My 6-man is going to be Clarkson. And we probably would have our bench come in there, and then Mahiney, and then give Dorsey a little bit of tick, right? Anyone else? That's fine. Yeah, alright, so this will be the 10 that I roll with. Okay, and then for minutes, you want to have it all set in increments of 5, and you want to break it down. The reason I say break it down like this into your starting 5 first with your bench zeroed out is so it's easy to look at. You don't want to give any of your bench players the same minutes. At least you don't want to give more than 3 of them, because that's how you get the mass rotations. Because I will admit, I do love the rotation timeline, advanced rotations. It's awesome the way you can set it up and have players go out and come in exactly when you want them to. The problem with that is they ignore fouls. So if you pick up 3 fouls with a dude in the first quarter and he's not set to come out until 10 minutes or 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and there's 5 minutes left, he's got 3 fouls, they will not sub him out because that's not when he's supposed to come out. And as much as I love everything about advanced rotations, that's the one thing that makes it unusable to me. And if you do rotations like this, you're gonna get a good rotation. They're gonna use fouls to help with that, and you're not gonna get those mass subs. You're gonna get them coming in at 1, 2, and 3 at a time, which is what we want. You really don't see those 4 or 5 subs, so this is what we want. So basically, I'm going to give Kuzma 35. And one thing I think you guys also should know is that don't take these minutes too literally. So you give Kuzma 35 doesn't mean he's going to play 35 minutes. If you give Kelly Oubre, which I'm going to do is going to give him 15, it doesn't mean he's only going to play 15. He's still going to get 25 minutes, but it just helps people rotate in more. And so that's one of the things you want to do is you want to be able to is get those guys rotating faster. And so I got to figure out how I want to do this here. I'll probably do Bellinelli at 20, and we'll probably do Dinwiddie at 30. So as you can see right here, I got 30, 35, 15, 20, and 25. And I could honestly go 25 here, which I think I'll do that. 25, 25. I think it'll still work. And then Kuzma's going to be the main, the guy that I want. I love Kyle Kuzma. I think he's a beast. Anyway, so then once you get your starting 5 set up, this is where you kind of mess with your bench right here. And so I'm personally going to give my 6th man, Jordan Clarkson, 35 minutes. Does that mean he's going to get 35 minutes? Absolutely not. But it means he's going to get 20, 25, which it's tough to do it any other way unless you do it like this. So this is what you're going to do to get him minutes. And Sullinger's going to be center and power forward a lot of times. We'll give him 30. And we'll go Macklemore 20. Got 35 left, so we'll go 20, 20 and 15. But I kind of, is that right there? We'll go 25 here. God, I don't know if I like that. And see, that's the thing. I've been doing this is my 3rd 2K that I've been doing this here. Sometimes you kind of take another look at how you want things done. I think I want... Wait. I think I want him to be at 30. Okay. That works. Okay. So this is my rotation now. Okay. Real quick, I almost forgot. Kuzma also plays a small forward in real life, so we need to make sure that he gets to play it here. Having players play multiple positions helps them get their minutes, whether it's off the bench or starting. It helps them get their minutes. I don't ever want Spencer Dinwiddie playing the shooting guard position, because if he's out there with Clarkson, I'd much rather have Clarkson as the shooting guard. So just for that simple fact, we'll do that. Okay. And just because we got Mahinmi, who's going to be playing the center, and he can only play center, we're going to put his primary position at power forward and his backup at center. And he says he can stretch the floor a little bit anyway. It makes more sense. Doesn't affect his rating at all, really. I guess it bumped it up 1. Not really a big deal. Okay. Let us go and find our system proficiency. I'm so glad that they did the fix for this, actually, to have your starters in here. I'm pretty much locked in on the perimeter centric. Um, it's the kind of offense that I like to run anyway. I can run pace and space is nice too, um, but I do have some low post offensive threats, and that's just where it kind of fails. And I could go post centric, but I think I have better shooters with Kuzma and Bellinelli and Clarkson and Macklemore and stuff like that. So I'm gonna rock the perimeter centric, and I'm gonna edit my playbook. Last thing you want to do is go to training, team training. Physical and fundamental, you keep it player type. Tactical, go to team chemistry. This is important to get that team chemistry in the bottom right corner there up. Like I said, when it's lower like this, you're gonna struggle more to win games just for the fact that your team's not going to play as well. They don't have that chemistry. Whoops. So this is the setup that I rock with. 40 physical, 25 tactical, 35 fundamental. So you're not putting the equal amounts in at team chemistry, but it's still going to go up from practices and from winning games. Alright guys, so the last thing I have with this roster, and I did tell you guys at the beginning, one of the reasons I'm sticking with the Hawks instead of using somebody else is I made my own uniforms for them. And I'll show you guys them real quick. I'll actually go in and show you guys everything. Just went with their old school colors. And I originally just did the black unis as an alternate, and I was going to rock the red, white, and yellow for their main and just have the black be like the statement. But I liked the black so much that I ended up I was like, I got to do the rest just like this and do the whole design like their old school uniforms from I think the 70s, and they had the blue and the green, lime green or whatever it is. So I just found a couple logos from this dude online and was able to just grab them and go. One thing I forgot I needed to do. Oh, that's right, actually. Primary white. Alright, cool. So I'll show you the uniforms. Here's the home. I'm going to grab these logos online. Okay, here's away. And my absolute favorite are these black ones right here. And these I got inspiration. I've tried to make these like this dude that had an Atlanta Hawks shirt brand online. I found him. I tried to make these as close to what he had as possible. And I absolutely love these. So, and I'll just show you all I did is the floor. I did not do the whole arena. When you change up the whole arena is when you can have the court issues with the transparency and stuff. So this is the court that I made for it. I think it's pretty sweet personally, and I'd love for any feedback. But anyway, guys, that is the setup. I do also have my own sliders in here that I make and use. I should probably load those in here right now. They're on Operation Sports, and I think they do really well gameplay wise. Worth giving them a look. They are designed to work well with the My League chemistry and morale aspects of it. So I think I have a pretty good base roster here. Obviously everyone's down, but the way they'd work together on the court with some shooting, a little bit of defending, a little bit of rebounding, a little bit of post scoring, I think I could win some games. And I still have 2 first-round picks, so I should be able to move one of those contracts paired up with one of these picks here and give myself 40, 50 million in cap room to sign a shooting guard next year to replace Bellinelli. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, guys, this is the start of what I'm going to do with the Hawks, and I will put more videos up. I don't think any more will be live broadcasts, just because, I don't know, whenever someone's going to call me on my phone, it's tough to actually just get some time and not worry about it. So, but anyways, I will keep posting videos, and hopefully you guys like this start. Hopefully it gives you some ideas, gives you an idea of how to set up a My League to be challenging and fun and rewarding as well. So thank you guys, and give me your thoughts and feedback in the comment section. Thank you.